Wait a few minutes, let some people get involved here. Jump on. Wonder how people are feeling today. It looks really nice outside, but I'm not sure that it is. Might be chilly. But it looks nice outside. Maybe that's an April Fool's thing. Lead you out with the sunshine, and then it's cold. So it is April Fool's Day, and I saw something on Facebook earlier that was like, there's no need for April Fool's jokes today. Nothing's like the prank that's going on in the world today. I kind of chuckled at that, Who are we playing pranks on, or what are we going to do with it today? I guess I could mess with my cat a little bit. I mess with him all the time, though, so I don't know if he'd find it very funny. So check in from yesterday. If anybody is watching this that watched it yesterday, let's start with some gratitude. What are we grateful for today? I'm grateful for the sunshine, even though I'm not sure that it's warm. But I'm grateful that I can see it, that I can open my windows and it lights up my apartment. I was in complete darkness this morning when I got on a meeting, and I opened up my windows, and it was like I turned on all the lights, and I didn't. It's nice to see it out there, to hear the noises that are coming from outside. And I'm grateful to be on here right now. I'm grateful that I have a community that I can reach out to. I've been on Zoom calls since 8 o'clock this morning, and I got to talk to one of my best friends. I got to sit in a meeting this morning, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Absolutely grateful for it. It pulled me out of my own funk this morning. Sitting here is hard. Sitting here is really hard, but, we have this community that's right at the tips of our fingers. So I'm extremely grateful for that today. You guys have anything grateful for? No? Yes. Hi, Justin. I don't know who else is watching. The only one that's popped up is Justin, but I see there's a few people watching. Sorry, my cat. Always grateful for my cat, too. What are you grateful for today, Justin? Why don't you share something with me? Oh, there he goes. All right, so I'll jump in a little bit. Hi, Justin. I'm grateful you're here. Sorry, get the cat distracted. He's being crazy this morning. He's up behind my laptop, pushing buttons. Kira says she's grateful for AA. I am too. I'm grateful for whatever that looks like for you. You know what I mean? For some of us, it is Alcoholics Anonymous and other mutual aid meetings. But, whatever it is for you that's keeping you connected and keeping you in a decent state of mind. I'm grateful that this is all here for us. Hi, Dad. Justin, I got my dog, the sun, a car, and a camera. Yeah, you're doing good. I'm going to see some pictures from that later. My animal's my favorite. And, you get to be outside in the sunshine today, as long as we're being safe about it, take advantage of it. And like I said, it might be a little chilly out there. I don't know. I haven't been out there. But, just put on a hoodie and enjoy the sunshine. It's really good for us in our mental health. And, it really brings us out of that dark state of mind. I never really believed in the seasonal stuff, the seasonal depression, but once I experienced it in sobriety this year, I was having a rough couple weeks a few months ago, and there was one day that I was just like, I feel really good today. And then it dawned on me that it had been really sunny for the first time in a long time. And no matter what was going on in my life, I felt okay, so I believe in that today. And I see that the effect that it has on people, which is amazing. It's right there. It's free, go take advantage of it today. I don't know if anybody watched yesterday, but I jumped in and gave people some suggestions on setting intentions with their life and ways to do that, with lists and like making visuals of your intentions. So it's a reminder all day long, talking to a friend about it, voicing it into the universe. There was a few things that I touched on yesterday You know, and I just wanted to remind anybody who did watch it, you know, that to get involved and do those things, take the action. You know, it really helps and changes your perspective throughout the day. Um, so to get into it today, I was talking to one of my friends this morning, you know, and sometimes like we don't really have a plan, you know, of what we do. And I think that that's okay. I think it's okay to get on here and say what comes to mind, you know, and to talk about what life looks like today, you know, in ways that we're growing and changing. You know, and for me, I go through a bunch of different readings, and I kind of just sit with it for a while and see what speaks to me today, to share with you guys. And you know, that is part of my intention. My intention every day. You know, I have longer length intentions. Sorry, my cat is really distracting. Um, Longer length intentions that I have where I want to connect with people and I want to make a difference. You know, and that's part of doing that for me. Hi Keisha, hi Lisa, Chelsea. Thanks for jumping on, guys. But that's, you know, that's part of my longer intentions, you know, connecting with you guys, and how I go about doing that is just listening to whatever that inner voice is at the time. You know, some days it might look different than others. Sometimes I get on here and I have a mental breakdown, you know, but we're in it together and we're going through this together, you know, this journey into this new virtual world that we're living in today. So one of the tools that I use as far as setting intentions for the day are my intention cards. And most of you I know what these are, but if you don't, it's a box. It opens up with about, I don't know, a couple hundred or so cards in here. They look like this with words on them. And I shuffle through them in the morning and kind of just put my vibes into them and put what I'm thinking to the forefront of my mind, whatever that might be, whatever I'm thinking, feeling. I just kind of let those thoughts come in and go out as they please. And I pick a card, you know, and every day I do my best to find the connection of that word in my life and in struggles that I have today, but also to, you know, utilize it throughout the day. And today, the word I got was courage. You know, so my intention today is to have courage. You know, and if that means that I get on here and I'm vulnerable and, you know, I'm honest and I'm pushing past that fear, then that's what it is. If it's the courage to do something different, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, I have little ways to go about doing this today. And I think that's the beauty in this for me. You know, it doesn't have to look a certain way. There's nothing that, you know, is right or wrong about trying to have an intention for the day. It's really about just making a conscious effort to do it, to do whatever it is that you set for the day. You know, in mine lately, I've talked about it plenty of times. Really, no matter what word I'm getting, it's staying really consistent along the line of doing something different today. You know, I'm really, I don't know. It's hard, you know. It's really hard to do things in a different way than I have my entire life, you know. And I get, you know, it's not worth it, and it's, you know, I can't ever change, like stuff like that, you know. But this time that I've had over the past couple weeks to sit with myself and to be consciously working on these things, I've really seen a lot of changes, you know. And I'm learning that I can do it, you know, that I'm capable of doing it. And it doesn't have to be this huge monumental thing right now today that changes my entire life. You know, it's these little things that I'm doing every day that are making a difference in the way that I think, the way that I feel, the way that I'm talking to people, you know, the impact that I'm having on the community. All of it is contingent upon that stuff that I'm doing. You know, and it looks different every day, you know. Whether it's like taking a minute before I respond to somebody, or, you know, reaching out to people and picking up the phone, the way that I respond to my cat when he's acting like a crazy person, you know, little things, waking up in the morning, even though I don't have to, you know, I said that this morning, I don't have to set an alarm today, but I've been getting up anyways, you know, not going outside, you know, in groups of huge people and stuff like that, like little things that I'm doing in my life that are different than what I was doing a week ago, a month ago, years ago. You know, and a lot of it is internal, you know, which is the connection with these intentions. You know, I talked about it yesterday. Goals are external things that we want to achieve, whereas intentions are these internal things that we want to change within ourselves in order to live differently, you know. And without jumping onto this new idea of setting these intentions and living an intention-filled day, I wouldn't have seen the change that I've seen over the past 2 weeks. Not at all. You know, I'm still human. I still have feelings and I still struggle. And I have days where it's just really hard, you know, but for the most part, I'm doing really good today. You know, I can sit here today and I'm okay with who I am because I know that I'm making decisions throughout my day that are aimed towards my intention and also aimed toward my long-term goals and intentions for my life, of the different life I want to live, you know. And like I said, like, it's not really about the external circumstances in my life. It's not about my relationships or my job or any of that stuff. Like, they all play a factor, absolutely. But it's about who I want to be as a person. You know, and I've had that in my life. I've always had that. I've always had these ideas of what I want to be, who I want to be. And for a long time, you know, through active addiction and even in sobriety, I wasn't meeting that. I wasn't living the life that I felt in my soul that I wanted, you know, and it came down to my behaviors and stuff like that. So by setting all of these intentions every day and having an intention for each day and a step to take, a path to walk, you know, I'm starting to see those changes. So I just, you know, again, encourage you guys to watch some of the other videos I've posted and stuff like that, and, you know, learn how to set these intentions and take the action to do so. You know, that I'm really seeing a difference here, and I would love to hear and see differences with you guys, you know, and talk about it and go through this journey together. But I've rambled for a minute here, so let me get on to what I did find a reading for today, which I find it's slightly entertaining because it's April Fool's Day, but it's also, I think, good. I gotta leave early today because I have a doctor's appointment. Thank you for showing up for us today and every day. Thank you for showing up, Kara. Hope your doctor's appointment goes well. All right. Serena, Nikki, hi, guys. All right. So I'm going to do a reading today from It's Staying Strong by Demi Lovato. It's just a daily reflection about her journey in sobriety and recovery. So it says, April 1st. Doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. That's a quote from Khalil Gibran. It may be April Fool's Day, but you are no fool. So stop doubting everything you do. Trust your instincts and believe in yourself enough to make the right decisions. We all have instincts for a reason. A goal for today or life. When you find yourself doubting, stop it right there and say instead, I believe in myself. You know, and I read this today. I haven't been reading out of this lately. I mean, I have on my personal level, but not on here. And when I read it today, you know, it really, in my mind, I connected it right to, like, setting intentions. Pause. Hold on. Stop it. Okay. I connected it in my mind to setting intentions, and the way that I was feeling today, you know, about all those fears that I had with not being good enough for change or not being able to change, you know. I mean, how many of us struggle with that thought of not being good enough or not being worthy of living a different life? How many of us get caught in that cycle of, I've lived this way forever and I'll always be that person, you know? And when I read it today, you know, I was like, it's just a good reminder on those little things that we can take, those little actions that we can take in changing our mindset and therefore changing our behaviors and our actions, you know? Just by just by making that little flip in your head when you're self-doubting and talking down on yourself, like, no, I am worthy, or no, I do believe in myself. Just by making that one little change, it can have all the difference. You know, you can change your life and the lives of people around you as well. You know, I've talked about the ripple effect of how we treat ourselves and how we feel about ourselves and how that manifests in the way that we talk to people and treat people around us, which is why I always make that connection. Yes, it's more important to focus on you, because if you aren't okay and if you aren't taking care of yourself, you can't help other people. But at the same time, there's a very close connection between what we do with ourselves and how that affects people around us. But yeah, going back to this here, it's just trust your instincts and believe in yourself enough to make the right decisions. And I keep talking about that. I keep talking about setting whatever intention it is for you that helps you get through that day, and believing in yourself enough to know that you have the capability to do so, and it doesn't have to be these huge monumental things. All it is one little thing, that one switch in the mindset, that 20 minutes you wake up earlier that day, eating something else instead of Debbie snacks. I went through that. I went through that at one point in my life. I talked to somebody yesterday that told me that her intention was, I am healthy today. And it was like a mantra, that's another tool, is like creating a mantra, to live an intentional day. And hers was, I'm healthy today. And she had been a little stagnant the day before, hadn't really eaten the greatest, and she just didn't feel good inside. That soul feeling that I always talk about, she didn't feel good inside. So the next day she woke up and said, I'm healthy today, and lived her day with that intention of being healthier, and made different decisions. She believed in herself and her ability to do it enough to, make those decisions throughout the day, whether it was going to the gym or eating differently, not eating a whole bag of potato chips or something. And when I say go to the gym, this person is in an institution, so she has the ability to go to a gym. We do not. But, getting up, getting active, going out, stuff like that. Chelsea, what do you say? Justin says, me, yeah. I mean, I obviously relate to those things too, and I know that a lot of us struggle with those same things, like feeling like we're trapped in the past version of ourselves, or our current version of selves, and we're not. The beauty about being human is that we grow and change all the time, and all you have to do is tap into that, Chelsea, and all the Red Bull and Debbie's. Yes. Chelsea knows about my Red Bull and Debbie snack issue. Thank God it's not like that today. But that's what I'm talking about. Change. I made one change, which was to take all the junk food out of my house. And now it's been, I don't know, I'd say 5 or 6 months since I've eaten a Debbie snack. It's been 5 or 6 months since that habit has changed, and I've lost, 10 pounds of sugar fat in the process of doing that, and it was all from one intention of I just don't want to do this today. So I'm just not going to, and I made that one decision to get rid of it, and it's progressed since then. I have Monster or Red Bull every now and then, but not very often, and I don't eat sweets like I used to. But my point in saying all of that is that it's possible. One decision, and I had a support also involved, who was Chelsea, involved in this, somebody to hold me accountable and ask me how I was doing with that stuff every day, and it changed my life for the better, very much so for the better. Yeah, are there things that you guys struggle with, or intentions that you've set where, you've seen any changes in your life, or that you'd like to see some change in your life? I implore you to get involved and talk to me about it on here. Chelsea, way to go. So proud of you. We find balance and see what works and doesn't work. Absolutely. I talk to my sponsee about that a lot. She gets in the mindset of thinking like one way is the only way. And I did that too for a long time. But what I've learned throughout the past couple of years is what works for me doesn't always work for everybody else, And that's the beauty of the world we live in today. There's so many different options and so many different ways that we can do this stuff. And, that's what matters, is if it works for you, then do it. If it doesn't, then don't. It's really simple, and I've found my own little version of what my recovery looks like, which goes way beyond alcohol and substances. It's with these intention setting cards and daily reflections and my support network, physical activity, and my own mutual aid stuff. I have all these different components that play a part in my life, which, and plays a part in my recovery, which is holistic. My recovery goes a lot deeper than substances, and it's about everything in my life. Everything in my life is my recovery. I went on a tangent there for a second. What's my dad saying? I made peanut butter cookies and I'm sitting here eating a couple and had my Monster. You know what? You're doing great. You're doing great, Dad. I love you. But I have a monster problem, and I probably get it from him, considering I'm a mini version of my father. We can indulge now and then, but we find a new balance, and you have done so amazing. Proud of you, daughter. Chelsea. Yeah, absolutely. I do indulge too. I think we all do. In snacks or being lazy. Netflix. My God, I indulge in Netflix daily. But yeah, we find that balance, and we find this little kind of flow that we work in, and it's okay. And also, rewarding yourself is important. Like, I tried for a while to stick on these rigid patterns because I was trying to reach these intentions that I had set for myself of certain images I had in my head of what I wanted to look like and be like. And I tried to follow these very rigid, strict plans. And what happened in that case was I was miserable and I never stuck to it. The more so that I find things that fit into this little balance that I have and that work for me, and I'm still happy. Like, yes, I'm making changes, and yes, I sacrifice some stuff here and there, but I'm still happy and I'm still motivated to keep doing it. That's where I found my groove. And it changes and it ebbs and it flows and it grows over time. But I start to find that groove that I actually fit in and I can stick on and I go, and it's what works for me. But thank you guys for commenting thus far. It's keeping me going here because I only had probably about 15 minutes of talking in me today of things that I could think of to discuss on here today. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody getting involved and being here and watching this stuff. So for me today, my intention is courage, and that, like I said, that's me stepping out of these fears that I have. I'm actually facing a couple things right now that scare the ever-living crap out of me. As far as my grandmother goes, we got some news yesterday, and a particular relationship in my life. And I know that I have two options, one in each of these, that I could take that will positively affect those relationships. And I'm scared to take them, but today, because this happened and it's right in front of my face, and that's what I'm going to strive for today, I'm going to push myself past that fear. That's the courage that I'm going to take today, at least knowingly. I'm sure there'll be other things I can talk about tomorrow that subtly came up, but knowingly I'm going to take that action step and step outside of my comfort zone and push through into courage. So for you guys today, I'm just going to ask that, you find whatever it is, whatever that intention is for you, if you've set one, if you're participating in this, and take that action step, and then tonight, I brought this up yesterday, and I do it as well, but tonight reflect on it and journal a little bit about how you did today. How'd you do? Take a moment and reflect on your day, and did I reach it? Did I do little things that are aiding in this intention that I set? And I'd love to hear about it. Again, I always look forward to hearing from you guys, whether it's comments on Facebook Messenger or through the ROCovery website. Absolutely, please reach out. And also, again, just to ad lib onto everything else or every other video we have on our website, we do have outreach and engagement specialists who are willing to help as well. So please reach out, Facebook Messenger, ROCovery Fitness website, or comment on these videos. They're here, and go back and watch them and get involved. Take that action today. But I'm going to head out now and go take my own intentional steps in life and see how it goes. And hopefully we can check in on it tomorrow. Love you guys, and thank you for being here.